Hi, so please excuse my work attire. I did just barely get off work, so I'm still wearing my scrubs. However, I did just want to get this done ASAP because it's due tonight. So I guess we'll just get right into it. So basically, this after school reading program, the very first thing that I did was kind of set out a template and then an invitation for the parents of the students. So the invitation would read something along the lines of, to the parents of insert student's name, your child's elementary school PTA has decided to put into place a brand new after school reading program and your child is invited to attend. Each student will have 45 minutes of hands-on reading time with a volunteer reading tutor and or a member of the elementary school's PTA. Snacks will be provided along with a 5 to 10 minute snack break each day that we help hold the reading program. This after-school reading program will be held on Tuesdays and Thursdays of each week. The reading program will go from 3 o'clock until 3:30. We ask that parents do provide rides home for their children. And then I've set out a couple of details for the reading program that I thought were very important. We're going to want to take 5 to 10 students from each grade initially with various GPAs, various genders, and invite them to participate in the after-school reading program. After 2 quarters have passed, we're going to want to analyze the children's GPAs in the reading program, compare those to the GPAs beforehand, and then we'll also want to take the children's GPAs who are not in the reading program and compare those to their GPAs beforehand. So if we do see improvements in correspondence with the children who are in the reading program, we're obviously going to want to continue it and invite children with lower grades. If we don't see improvements, however, we'll probably just stop the reading program altogether because there's no need to waste time and money on something that is doing nothing. So each grade will most likely need to have at least 2 reading tutors per day, more or less depending on the decided activities for that day. Obviously, the activities will be adjusted by grade level. However, each of the reading tutors will be instructed to do the same general activity every day, just to kind of keep things all the same. So just a couple of activity ideas, maybe reading aloud to their group, working one-on-one with each student as they read, timed reading, word recognition, just various activities that pertain to reading. What variables we will be taking into account to determine the success of the program. Obviously, the GPAs of the students and how they increase or maybe decrease, remain the same. Just really seeing if it does actually help the students during the actual academic day, and maybe all subjects, maybe just in English, maybe just in reading, as long as there is some improvement, we'll be able to justify continuing the reading program. The grade level of the children will also definitely be taken into account, because maybe kindergartners aren't going to do as well with this program as, say, 4th or 5th graders who are a little bit better at reading. They've had that time, they've had that development, and they have kind of a bigger attention span. Obviously, we'll take into account both the success of the individual student and of the majority of the students who are participating. So, if one individual really, really is successful after after participating in this reading program, and the majority aren't, then we're going to look at the majority and say, hey, well, the majority of students weren't successful. Maybe there was something else that this one student was doing differently from all the other students. Just a few intervening variables that I've thought about. We'd want to take a wide range of students, make sure that we have male, female, various ethnicities, from various classes and various grades. Some biases that I think could take place. Because we are working with the PTA, parents would not be allowed to work with their own children, because certain children might get more hands-on time than others if parents are working with their own children. Also, we're not going to allow parents to analyze their own students' increase in GPA or decrease in GPA. We'll have somebody else do that. Some insights and things that I learned in doing this assignment. Basically, being a PTA president would be super hard for me just because I'm so detail-oriented and I do want to take everything into account. And obviously, if I was actually going to conduct this, I would do it a lot more professionally and precisely. Another thing that I noticed is it will always be somewhat difficult to determine if a study is successful, just because there are so many variables in everything. You can't control every aspect of a child's life. That's never going to be reasonable. But certain aspects can be controlled in order to better evaluate the success of the experiment or the success of the program I'm trying to put in place in this case. So that's what I've got for you. I hope that was a good first video. Thank you so much for your time.